Catalyst inside. Catalyst inside. Catalyst inside.
Why we love America, because you guys react to things in a really, like, as if you care about what it is. Am I sensing that you care about these things? Yes. See, in England, this is the response. You go, "Hey guys, how you doing?" They go, "Yeah, all right, yeah, not bad." Yeah. And if you say, "How you doing?" They go, "Well, to be honest, I've got a sore knee. Right now. I had a really bad breakfast. I had 2 boiled eggs. One of them wasn't quite cooked, you know."
It's always like, "Can't complain," and you're like, "Well, is that you saying you want to complain?" By saying you can't, that means you want to.
I like this leaning mic thing I've got going on.
Yeah,
but in America, you say, "How you doing?" They go, even if they've been shot in the arm and, you know, got over some kind of problem, they're like, "Yeah, man, doing great." I like that about America, which is one of the reasons we now dwell here. Who's the youngest person here?
Well, how are they gonna know that?
How old are you?
13.
Yeah. Anyone younger than 13?
12.
Can I just apologise in advance if one of us drops a swear word by accident to the dads who are here? I am a father. I understand your pain. Sometimes it happens when we get excited about things. I'll try. Thank you. I'll try not to. But it might. Sometimes it just happens. Welcome to this little Chapman clinic, and it's going to be really cool. And what's great is because you guys are all full of energy, and we're not. You can kind of help us out because we only flew in yesterday, and we came directly from Norway where we were playing and doing stuff there. And Larvik Guitar Festival, tusen tack. Can I touch your guitar neck?
It was really cold there, but it's really cold here, so it's
Yeah, you guys almost win on the cold spectrum.
yeah, it's pretty damn cold here.
The way we do this is it's open floor Q&A. You can ask us anything you want. Pretty much, I mean, some things, you know, I might get a bit embarrassed about if you ask about my.
Tor,
Yeah.
Orgy, when are they going to be here?
Okay, I'm guessing that's the first question. So, when are we going to come and tour America? We'd really like to come and tour America, as you can probably imagine. It would be really cool. I think the thing is that we need to organise visas. It's quite expensive to bring a band on. And although we clearly have a following who would come to Union Square, and right, you're going to both.
Yeah.
Hands up if you're going to go to both events. Okay. I mean, it's just a matter of getting visas, and we're in the middle of writing an album right now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good though. I hope.
It's going to be great. It's going to be really cool. Do you want to hear a riff from the new album?
Yeah.
You guys could all sing in a metal band. You've got really powerful lungs. I'm sensing. We need to channel some of this. I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to go. I want you to do this thing after the 3, as if the 3 was the in. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you do the thing. I want you to all just to shout, "Yeah," but in an American way. Not in an English like, yeah.
So like Little John?
But kind of like, "Yeah!" That kind of thing, yeah? So I let away from the mic. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Oh, that's loud.
You know who's the high pitch guy?
Ah, this is fun. So, should we just jam something?
Yeah, although you just made me down tune and now like.
Oh, sorry, man. Yeah.
Down tune back up.
I'll tune back up again. Sorry.
No.
Okay, I won't.
I play the
Oh, do it. Oh, I love this one. It's my favourite one. This is a tune called Detritus.
I was just going to play the riff when you said new riff.
Yeah, sorry man, I got
So it
excited.
took me all that time to tune down. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it was, how's it going? Something like that, isn't it?
Let me see if I can sing it while you do it. Well, down, over, down, over. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Over and over again. So long. Carry the weight of your sin. So wasted. Deep down the neck of your tongue. So lonely. Over and over again. Over and over again.
I'm tuning back up now.
Don't, hello.
Floyd Rose is Afro?
Say that again.
You had that riff and be as Afro?
Yes. Hands up if you've seen the stupid Jurassic Park Afro video.
I can't even believe that's a thing now.
We got a tour manager who's a photographer. Hello. People at the sides. Let's make sure I witness you all as well. So our tour manager and photographer is called Max. He's a Scottish guy. So he's really Scottish. Sometimes it's difficult to understand it. But he comes up with really stupid things. And one of those stupid things was
It's
the...
by far the most stupid thing I've seen him ever do. You know, so Jurassic Park, the first one, you know the bit where like the big guy is like trying to escape with all the DNA and like that thing with the thing, spits all the black stuff. So someone put my face on that dinosaur and like the whole scene, so like when it
It's
chases
him
him
stalking the guy.
yeah. There's even a bit where like it's creeping through the bush and you can just see this little tuft of afro hair like creeping through. If you know me on Instagram, it's on there. I posted it a bit ago, but yeah, check it out. It's stupid as hell.
Hey Rob, how was Steve I?
I mean, he's pretty much my favourite animal.
Alright.
Yeah, he is my spirit animal. Honestly, it was like... it was exactly how I wanted it to be. I had 90 minutes to talk to him about anything at all. So I didn't ask him anything about gear. I just said, right, how do you compose melodies? Tell me about your engineering production chops. How did you get those? Tell me about your spirituality, religion, manifestational, positive thinking stuff. Tell me about you. And then also, he got his phone out and he started going through all these different, you know, like on an iPhone you get the voice recording app. And he starts playing through the mic all these different clips of things he's written, and we're like, oh, this is amazing. And it was like chord progressions, and he's like singing the melody in his head that he's written for it, and we were like, we're listening to a new Vi album. It was mad. And he's quite a good player, if you've ever seen him.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And just jamming on stage, I'll never forget the experience of just playing, and then him going, you know, oh, let's play some melody together. We start playing a melody of Little Wing, Little Ting, and it just, you know, when you're playing guitar, and for some reason you get a little bit of magic, and everything goes fine. It was that, and I'm so glad that I wasn't jet lagged at the time like I am now, because it would have been really bad. But that was amazing, yeah.
Hey Rob, I sent you a message through Facebook.
Uh-huh.
I saw this guy, he's using like a telegraph pedal. It's
Oh,
brand-
Rob Scallon.
Right? Yeah, and he had this like military thing, and he was playing. I saw your guitar right there.
I haven't seen the video, but I've seen the image and I wanted to click on it, but probably...
It's on YouTube. I sent it to you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
It's very nice of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Should we have a jam?
Yes. always manages to get that in there
Well,
somewhere.
if you understand modal theory, you can kind of cram it in the hole as long as it's modally lubed. You can kind of just make that riff sit. It's better than doing.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone use the term modally lube. That was really good. The fun.
Don't go. Do you only have another two ladies?
Stay.
One? Oh no, two. Wait, hands up if you're a girl. Hands up if you assign female gender to yourself. 1, 2, 3.
Clever.
That's at least 4? 3? 4. I don't know. Wow, that's a record for us. It's a good job we're already married, kind of. Well, I definitely am. Rabea should be by now.
Hands up if you're stood outside of this room, please, just so I can work that out. Wow, there's quite a lot.
There's loads of
There's more people. I don't think they're all
So many more people than I imagined
Soundproof glass.
would bother coming to here. If you were outside of the door, could you go, yeah, when I count down to 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Well, there's enough to
there are a few people.
There are a few people out there, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming down. The idea of this was to kind of celebrate the fact that Guitar Centre are carrying Chapman guitars now, which is very cool. So thank
I must say,
Thank you.
it was a bit of a shock, because let me describe to you, because you probably have, in your head, if someone says Chapman guitars, you probably think, there's that guy Rob, and there's beer, and there's you know about Lee Anderton, and then you probably don't have. Do you have an image of what Chapman, but as a premises, would look like? It's. I mean, it's essentially if coffee was a building. It's my bedroom, living room. It's wherever I dwell. And it's an office that is about the size of this times 2, and that's it. And we have 4 or 5 members of staff. That's it. We're really small. So when you get an email from Guitar Centre saying, "Hey guys, we're interested in purchasing some guitars, please. Could you supply us with some Chapman guitars?" We were like,
Holy
"What?"
shit.
I think we actually checked to make sure it genuinely was not spam.
I thought it was spam.
Yeah. We're like, "Can you just check that's actually Guitar Centre?" And then of course I had all these sort of everyone has these feelings about massive companies. You get they're probably not they're not very nice. They make a lot of money maybe, so probably they're just suit wearing, tie wearing, box shifting, faceless corporate. I'm just
Other descriptive words.
Just think, maybe there's a.
Like the McDonald's.
So what happened was, what happened was, they flew me to hang out in the middle of all the fires that were happening in California, which was really scary. Turned up at the hotel and they said, "Sorry, you can't stay because all the refugees were in our hotel," which was amazing. And turned up, sure enough, they were all really nice and just like us, nerdy, guitar geeky dudes that just were like, "Hey man, what kind of neck profile did you put on the MR3? This is really good." I'm like, I was not expecting this.
No.
And it was a massive, pleasant surprise. So that was good. We've got amongst us, we have a Chapman artist actually. And I just want to point him out so that you can all just look at him. He's in the corner ducking right now called Zach. So Zach,
He's a great guitar player.
in a bit, when I run out of things to play, which is about 2 minutes time, I'll call him up. Zach currently, he's the guitar player for Britney Spears, but also for Ken Mo, and he's got chops like a chop shop. So it'd be good to have him come along and just do a little bit of "Do you know that's what it has with me?" Yeah, kind of stuff. If of course, and there's another one here I'd like to point out. He's hiding right behind everyone, called Randy. Randy, put your hand up. So have you guys, have any of you heard of an artist called Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
So Randy is the other guitar player, Mrs. Smith. Yeah. So he's basically a less hairy version of Vine. So maybe we'll have a little Randy and Zach menage a deux. It'll be interesting.
Nice.
Right, let's take a question.
Yeah.
Rob,
Yes.
You mind playing my ML1RS a little bit?
Have you got it with you? Bring it in.
Watch, slow. Go that way. Go ahead. Thank you.
Like that.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
That's good. Got a strap?
No. I should find our way.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes. Ask me the question.
When is Jared
Okay.
gonna get a
Hold the guitar.
When is Jared
Hold the guitar
Chapman?
kit.
When is Jared gonna get a signature?
He's already in up. Oh, it's really cold. It's the coldest ML1 Ross of my life. It's so cold.
It's been on man, sorry.
We are
Hey,
in
man.
discussion with Jared about things like that. So that's you never know.
That's fucking sick, man.
Hands up if you'd buy a Jared Down signature Chapman guitar.
I'll buy any Chapman guitars any day.
It's enough.
How many guitars do you own?
3.
You don't need any more guitars.
No, I need all of the guitars.
Are you married?
Yes.
Okay, buy all the guitars. Buy them now.
Would you guys do an 18 string for Jared?
An 18 string.
I actually offered. Oh, I did offer. But another company made it for him before I got the offer. It works. Have you got a favourite dojo tune?
No.
All right. Yeah, I'm tuned to standard, so do it anyway. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's great guitar. You should be proud. Proud.
100% I am.
Thank you. There's your problem right there. See. Would you like Rabea to try it? I don't know. Guitar Center, do we have any of these left in stock?
I think y'all sold out before we got in here.
Okay.
They're like 10 guitars for this also.
I'll try and get some more of these in.
Hey, I had my receipt.
Okay.
Jen.
There you go, young man. Nah. I would do, but it's a prototype.
Worth the
Actually.
shot.
It was a good try. I applaud your try. No, I need this tins.
We always have to find the hole.
Hey Rob, question, man.
Yes.
Okay, I hate to be the annoying gear guy, but
No, we're here for that.
I love you guys. First of all, love you guys. Second of all, I love the Boss Katana amps. Why do you guys use them?
What's funny is I was just going to go, so we're using... Okay, so I sent through to Guitar Center a list of preferred amplification. And it would be my signature Red Dwarf, RD1 from Victory Amps. They don't have them. Thank you. Or Campers or Katanas, because I kind of feel like the Katana is
Ridiculously good.
It's really good. It's kind of Kempery in a way. It's kind of done a little bit of a thing, kind of Kempery, but kept it in the hardware kind of vibe, and you can manipulate the software as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you can hear them. They're good amps.
Oh
They're
man,
really good.
Yeah.
do you think these amps sound good?
Oh yeah!
That's why we're using them. It's like, I made a video like my favourite practice amp genuinely is. Like I have one at home. I asked Boss if I could hang on to it after demoing it because I was like, it's so good to have at home.
I have 4 of them. I have one of every one they make. Just in case. You know, whenever you need 4 Boss Katanas, you know,
Just a head.
you could pit them against each other, have a boss off. You said.
Where are we with that mystery pedal? I saw you post a video on that.
Yes.
Probably the last thing on your list. Now you have these big orders to fill, but
Mystery pedal.
I called it Mystery Pedal because I'd not heard it, and
Oh,
then
the
in the video I
Chapman
heard it for the
pedals.
first time.
it had the logo on it. But
Yeah, the Chapman pedals. Where are we with them? Those were all.
Okay, so basically, my way of prototyping pedals and getting them out to people that I care about was to get them to Chapman artists and say, here's a pedal, these are all individually wired in certain specific ways, and give us feedback, tell us what you think, and then we use that to kind of whittle down and end up with a few circuits, because collaboratively designing pedals with all of you is really hard, because it's difficult to say, hey, what circuit do you prefer? You say.
Okay. First of all, love you guys.
Thank you.
Great playing. Can I have a question for Rabea?
Yes.
Okay. You're an awesome riff master. I mean, you write
Thanks,
crazy
man.
riffs. My favorite riff I used from Riff by
Oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of me if you could play that the third round.
Oh, the third
That
round.
riff is just so awesome. Wait, hold on. I want to talk.
I have to remember it first. The last time I played that was on that video, so just give me a sec.
Alright, let me know when you're
How
ready.
does it go? If anyone knows it, can you like air guitar?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay, fine.
Go on YouTube.
I don't remember it. One sec.
We've got to give Rabea a few seconds to just remember it, because there's a lot of, inside, under that afro helmet, there's a lot of riffs, and they all fight for space.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a bathtub full of piglets.
Okay, something like. Something like that, yeah?
Why isn't that a door jam?
I have no idea. It's a cool riff. though.
Totally hear a vocal melody. Absolutely.
Yeah, I kind of remember it. It would be cool to turn it into a tune, actually.
Rabea, sing over a song on a future tune or something with
Making a song. Yes.
That riff.
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course.
I think it should.
Should, should.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. I deem that a future song for Dorje today.
So many people have hands up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go around the room to make it a bit easier for you. Otherwise, because what I noticed is some of you are behind each other. So if I point to him, you might think it's you, or you might think it's you. So I'm going to start with you, son.
Cool.
You just made my day.
You made my day.
So like when you guys are shredding, or even when like you're playing melodic lines that are slower, along the lines of what scales do you guys try to use, especially when you're trying to be more unique or play something that's maybe more obscure and notes as well. Even on that anyways.
We were talking about it yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
In the car. It's You go first, Rob.
So we've kind of I suppose in a way we've sonically defined Dorje. So if you're talking about Dorje, then the beer and I will automatically, without probably thinking about it, subconsciously slip into several different kinds of modes. So I'll play something like an altered Phrygian thing, or maybe some that kind of thing, or we do a lot of
that kind of.
It's like a mixo.
Yeah, like Phrygian dominant.
Yeah, Phrygians and Mixolydians and things that you can put a third into and it makes them sound epic.
Yeah.
That's what it is. If you put, like, a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Like the upstroke kind of thing?
Yeah, but I think that one chord, that one chord sounds like Dorje to me, because it's powerful, but it's got that third in it. So there's basically adding thirds and sixths kind of give a chord an emotional quantum. Emotional quality, it defines it. So I can show you that a little bit more.
Rob's good for like explaining the theory behind the ideas that come up. Like, I just do stuff and Rob's like, oh yeah, you're doing that. And it's like, alright, cool. That's kind of what happens. He's up on his theory.
You're helping me pass my class.
So rather than just like a... You put this in?
Yep.
Rabea has his own set of different kind of slightly weird altered chords. Do something else.
Yeah, they're similar to those. They're just kind of like big open wide chords. I use them all the time.
Yes.
This is in drop C sharp right now. Example of a Dorje.
Not only is that a good example of that, but it's also a good example of how we work together as writers, because I wrote the... And then Rabea wrote them. And the two married so perfectly, it was just like, oh, that's really, really enjoyable. Yeah. But we do that a lot. So the same with Catalyst, like I wrote... I think you did it.
Yeah, it seems to be the trend.
Yeah.
We're like half and half at all. But with melodic lead playing and stuff, which is, I guess, I don't know, we had slightly different approaches, because you were saying you kind of worked out from hearing the chords what you do, where I was like, I just kind of find my way.
This is what I do. I try and be consciously aware of everything. So if I'm playing... Okay. So here's a chord. What chord is this, folks?
Major 7.
This chord is a major 7, yeah?
Yeah, D major.
So then to play over it, I'd be using like Lydian. Then this is a dominant chord. So what mode would you use to play over a dominant chord? Yeah. And then this is Aeolian. So I play Aeolian over it. And you learn the chord scale and then learn the appropriate mode, and then you can always play a mode for a chord, is a jazz way of doing it. Or you can just say the whole thing is in one particular mode, play that mode over it. So if I'm going kind of... I'm just playing early, and it all kind of marries. Rabea follows his head.
Yeah, I kind of hear it out as I'm going, which is kind of a bit more risky because sometimes you'll stumble and play the worst note possible. And
But
happens
if
to
you
me quite a
bend
bit.
that note,
Yeah, you're always one note away from the right one apparently. Yeah. But I kind of, the way I kind of, so I found out about modes only because someone, when I went to ACM, they put the name to the sound I already knew. So I was there kind of going like, like that, I'd like that, and I would call that kind of Egyptian-y kind of sound, or whatever. And some guy was like, oh, that's Phrygian dominant, because you got the major third. I was like, oh, you know, that it was that kind of, and then the same like. All that stuff, I was like, I hear that as like the mysterious kind of weird, dreamy thing for me. That kind of. And some guy was like, oh, that's Lydian because it's the sharp fourth. I was like, oh. That happened a lot. So, yeah, I always just work things out by ear and then kind of figure it out afterwards. Whereas
you can do it by droning one string and then playing over it. So just like he was doing then, you can just play one. And it's for me. I'm kind of going right. I know that if I'm going for the dreamy sound, I can get away with doing that. I don't know. It's kind of my approach. You had a question.
Yes, I have a question about Chapman guitars.
Sure.
And will you guys be doing a semi-hollow?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Absolutely, yeah. And it'll probably. I mean, basically, you know, everything's collaboratively designed. So all that will happen next is we'll go, here are a bunch of shapes we haven't made yet. You know what shapes they are. Chapman.
Yes.
What shapes have we done? Yeah.
Offset.
Obviously, we've got to make sure they're legal and everyone's happy, and the company's not going to go, hey, we see you. Yeah, we'll offer those shapes, and then we'll say, do you want a hollow or solid? You know, I actually wanted to make a hollow V, but Dave Mustaine beat me to it. Just prototyping one while I was at the factory, so I thought it was a bit dodgy to do. Moving along.
How about that one now?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the Diatonic Dragon video. It has saved me so many times. But the other thing is about Chapman guitars. So other companies, when they switch from something like, you know, how you originally started the company, you know, with just different models, and then they go to standard series and pro series, you know, it's usually them doing a shit quality and then a really nice quality and selling it for a bunch of money. Obviously, you know, I have faith in you. I know you didn't do that, but like, I still feel like there's something kind of being lost if you go down to standard versus, you know, throwing a lot of money into pro. I mean,
oh shit.
This is a standard stock ML1.
What does this run in America? Anyone tell me?
400?
Yes.
449.
This is the second time I've played this guitar in my life.
It's also got strings that are about 4 inches too thin for a beer.
But the thing thing is, like we were saying, you get brass block in the back, you get brass saddles. Those two things are really important to a guitar with its sustain and the kind of. So I mean, we did a lot of stuff to make sure that it was still you were getting a decent guitar for the money, like, and I mean that demonstrates it for me. In fact, I did a series of videos of bare knuckle pickups where I used standard model guitars because I actually really enjoyed them and I thought they would be a great opportunity to demonstrate how good they are.
We basically want to make guitars for everyone's pocket. Because when I was like your age, how old are you?
17.
I say I remember being 17. There was no internet. Can you imagine that? When I was 17, I had to buy second-hand guitars or get given a guitar. I could buy a guitar. So I wanted to be able to make guitars people could afford that didn't have a lot of money. It's really hard because I'm a guitar player and I like touring guitars. So I don't want to make a really, 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 really cheap guitar because it will be substandard for my beliefs. So I had to make them in Indonesia because at the moment it's like the world's guitar factory. They make really good guitars. And actually the people that work in the factories there have pretty good conditions and they enjoy the work and for them it's good money. And I know because I go there to make sure, and in fact we're both going there again in a few weeks' time. We make sure that the people are cool. And that was important to me too because it's my family name. So, you know, if someone turns up and it's like horrendous, you know, dead little kids making guitars, I would just be mortified. Anyway, so I had to make sure I made affordable guitars. I'm saying affordable because everyone's got their own budget. I wanted to make like regular guitars for like $700 to $1,000, kind of where I know I can put pretty much every spec down and it's cool. And then I thought, well, there are people like me that spend $3,000 on a guitar because I can afford to, and I really like expensive guitars as well. So I made those as well. And it's you're more than welcome, and that's the reason we do that.
I mean, I'm going for the first time ever to the factory, and I can't wait to see how it all works. Because obviously, Rob and that have been loads of times that have said, "Oh, it's great."
It's really hot,
but it's going to be.
I saw a spider the size of a Coke can. It terrified me.
Yeah, that is something that I'm going to have to avoid.
Right, who in here wants a question?
How about doubling that crop?
Oh. Let me get to that in a minute. So yes, you sir.
At what point did you go from like, hey, I'm a guitar, I like playing guitar, to I want to make guitars?
So purely fluke. I mean, I just was offered a signature guitar, and the guy said, how about we make you, 50 Strats? And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds amazing. And then he said, but just let me know what you want. Go home, tell me what the spec is. So I just made a video for YouTube saying, guys, I'm going to make a guitar. What do you want? I love all kinds of guitar, And that was the ML1. And then the gentleman that gave me this opportunity was retiring from his position in a big distribution company. And he said, I think this could be a brand. I think you should, after we sold 500 of them, I think you should maybe consider turning this into a brand. And so my friend Lee Anderton said, hey chappers, why don't we make ML2? And then we did, and that worked out. And then 5 years later, we incorporated into a limited company, and now we're one of the biggest guitar companies in Europe. Right at the back.
So, what's the most difficult part when designing a guitar from an engineering standpoint?
Good question. The hardest part from an engineering point of view. Well, see, a guitar is a system, so every part affects the whole. And it's only when you're really involved in mass component theory that's really understood. Because one person making a guitar on his own might not. Are you okay? Did you fall? Are you okay? Okay, just checking. Because I've had people pass out before. I just want to make sure that doesn't happen. When you have individual people doing individual jobs, you really notice the difference if it's not right. So the hardest part is making sure that every single measurement is exact. Because when you've got 20 people making one guitar, which is what happens, one person could just have something 2 millimeters the wrong way, and someone else a thing 2 millimeters the other way, and then you've got 4 millimeters difference, and then it's totally wrong. So it's making sure that things are completely exact. And CAD isn't always the answer to that. So it's numerous things. above all, for me, it's got to be the feel of the neck. The frets have got to be smooth. This is where you spend your leisure time, you know. So I want to make sure this is a fun experience. And ultimately, like Guthrie Governor says, you want it to just disappear. Eventually, it just shouldn't be here. You know, you just like playing it. I think. I guess that answers that.
So, I have a question for Rabea. Well, two actually. One.
Four actually.
When you were talking about like the scales and modes that you like use, you said you didn't really know what those things were. I'm just wondering, when you come up with chord progression, do you know that I'm playing a diminished 7 chord or things like that? So like I guess at this point, after like discovering, like, so I'm always we're always learning and discovering. For me, I kind of discovered that you know, like a root and a third, whether it be major or minor, was a good foundation for me to work out other intervallic structures around it, so that I could build chords that way. Like, as an example, I'm messing around the whole time to try and work out where something might sound cool, and I always do that when I'm trying to write. It's kind of weird, like, if I'm jamming with someone like Rob or Pete or whoever, there's certain things I kind of know through experience of hearing it over and over again. As an example, I know that they're going to work nicely together, but when I'm trying to write stuff or messing about on my own, it is a case of just discovering habitual stuff over and over again. I just kind of, you learn that way. You kind of get used to certain shapes and sounds that you know are going to work. Like, I know moving one fret down is going to give me X or Y, for example. And that was your first question.
There's no note called Y being, so I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
There's no. You were going to ask a question. Yes, you.
I want to follow through with that pedal question. Are you considering going into production with a pedal?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Chapman are releasing a range of pedals. But it will just take some time, because basically, you all have pedals already, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, some of you. The world doesn't need another pedal company, but I want to make them, so they have to be really, really good. So this is like phase 1 prototyping, and then we'll carry on. Probably, I mean, it may not even be next year, but at some point there'll be a line of pedals, as there will be pickups. You already asked a question, but I like you, so I'm going to let you ask another one.
Well, you guys at NAMM too this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember me.
Yeah.
All right, so I have 2 questions. The first question: what are your favorite woods?
Ooh, you said wood doesn't affect the tone wood. Who's interested about tone wood? You want to? Yeah. So I like.
Doesn't make a difference.
We're being facetious. I like African mahogany, and I like Macassan ebony, and I like swamp ash, and I like. I mean,
all of them.
but yeah. But let me tell you why I think it makes a difference, because I'm educated enough in this field to give you an answer from a physics point of view, and from the guitar factories I work with and the luthiers I work with, who are very experienced luthiers. And what I've come to an understanding is that it's kind of backwards to the way most people think. A lot of people think that maple gives you a bright sound, or that mahogany gives you a darker sound. It's actually it's the reverse. The woods soak up frequencies from the strings, and the remaining frequencies are pushed to the pickups. So mahogany will give you a darker sound because it's absorbing brighter frequencies. Maple will give you a brighter sound because it's absorbing the darker frequencies. Does that make sense? Yeah. So anything you add will subtract from it. That's pure logic and physics. So the system takes away from, if I do that and the strings were attached to pure air and nothing, it would sound like strings. But the resonant frequencies of the strings going through the pickups, the wood subtracts tonally, and what you get left is the result.
So going by that, are they going to be like custom guitars, like for customers? That we can just choose what woods we want to use?
That's a big question. Who's interested in custom guitars?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that your accomplice in the wood chipper? Yeah, or Chapman. At the moment, Look, the expensive British guitars are really expensive. And they're really unashamedly expensive because we have two Lydias that make them, and they make 15 a month. And that's going, so. And they're nitrocellulose, switchcraft, they're just the best of the best of the best. It's crazy, crazy good quality. And we only have 4 members of staff, and we don't have the members of staff to operate custom, like if you order custom guitars, and then it takes 6 months to get your guitar, and you're like, can I have a photograph, or can I change all the spec, or can I was thinking maybe the colour from green, can I make it orange now? And we don't have the facility or the staff, because we've exploded way faster than we thought ever possible. So we're kind of doing it custom for the retail stores. So the retail stores can order 4 ML1 Pro Moderns for the British Luvias, and then they can be slightly altered. That's all I'm going to say. That's the last question from you.
Last question.
Okay.
I know you're a huge Nuno fan.
Yeah.
Bruno Netcor. Sorry?
How did you get into Nuno? What was it like meeting him for the first time?
I got into it because my dad was a fan, so he used to play in the car and stuff. And like, it was like, before I even played guitar, I was like, if you're ever going to play guitar, can you play a guitar like this guy? It was that kind of thing. What was it like meeting him? Well, similar to what Rob said, like it's just mental. Like I've tried to talk to him like 2 or 3 times in the past and failed. Because he's quite intimidating. He's a really nice guy, but he's like so cool that you're just like, I'm scared. But actually, because when we were lucky enough to support them last year, which was amazing, he was just mega cool, really nice guy. He like brought my mum and dad and sister upstairs to the green room. We all sat and had wine and chilled, and me, my dad, and him chatted for like 2 hours, and it was just about all sorts of stuff.
They're like best mates now.
Nah. But it was amazing. It was honestly like life changing. Such a cool guy. So.
You sir.
Yeah, I have a good question. I guess for both of you, it's like we obviously see like you're great guitar players. We see the progress. You play for years, but like, what's it like when you hit a bump in a road? What do you do?
What do we do to get over developmental issues?
Well, for me, because like when I play, recently I hit that bump and I'm just like.
Okay. What is your bump specifically?
It's like when I play, it's like I still like playing it, but then eventually, just like the next day, how do I get back into it again? It's like a constant battle to go back into playing.
So the thing you can do is ask why all the time. So why is it a constant battle? Why? So basically, why are you playing guitar?
Well, I like to. I've always loved rock. It's just like something. Well, I tell my friends this. I'm a very angry person sometimes. So in the morning, I'm just like, I need music. Don't talk to me in the morning. So it's like, and I gravitated towards that, and like that's why I picked up a guitar. I'm like, I like this one album, and I just it started from there.
Okay. So what's the dream?
Well, I guess obviously.
Now you look shy. That's the problem. You shouldn't be afraid of your dream. I'm a 42-year-old hairy idiot who started playing when I was 16, and if someone had said to me, you're going to end up doing what I do, I would have gone, what? You having a laugh? But I had this thing.
Same age.
I absolutely believed in myself. And I never took no for an answer. And if there was an obstacle, didn't even see it. Just go around the obstacle. Can't afford something? Don't worry about it. Borrow something. You can't play a thing? Play a different thing. You want to play a thing and you really want to play it? Practice it slowly. If you want to do a fancy technique, do it really slowly. If you do anything slow enough, you can do it. Even trivial stuff you can do if you do it slowly. And that's what Steve Vai did too. And it totally worked for me, and I know it worked for Bea too. You play things slowly, and then eventually you can play them. And then you speed it up a little bit, and then you get better. And then you marry fit women.
We have to make it a lightning round now, so we need like 5, maybe 6 questions
Okay,
max.
you.
Have you ever had to choose between a great paying job outside of the music industry early on in your career against playing music? That's a tough one for me right now.
Right. No, honestly, I had a job I've had so many jobs, and I realised that if you want to make money, work for yourself. and I was working in a frozen food marketing company, and then I went, wait a minute, what's my hourly rate? If I teach guitar, and I teach 3 hours at Monday to Friday, I'm earning more. What am I doing with my life? So I started teaching. When I had enough money, I quit my job, and then I was gigging and did session work and just more and more, and it built up and built up and built up. So no, listen. Here's the thing, everybody. There's this thing called like gut feeling, intuition. If you don't follow your gut feeling, the universe will kick you in the ass until you relent and just end up trying to do it again. You just have to follow the gut feeling and give it everything you've got.
Totally.
That's what you have to do.
I mean, I left school at 16 just because I was like, I played guitar.
We're not saying you should leave school.
No. Stay in school, please. But I got to a point where I was like, guitar is working for me. I'm really enjoying myself, and I feel like that's my identity. So I just left school and did nothing but stick to that to now.
Yeah.
So
you
follow you.
Yes.
How do you normally go about recording music?
I go, Bea, can we record some music, please?
We either do it together at home, like if we're demoing, it'll be at home, electric kit, superior drummer, bass, like guitars, Kempers, torpedoes and stuff. If we're recording for the records, we'll go to a proper studio. We'll engineer us, we'll have an engineer in who does the main bulk of it, but we always make sure we are happy before we sign anything off, and then we normally mix it with the guy. So it's always...
There's a hand here, but I don't know whose hand it is. It's your hand with the dark hair. It's you. Yes, you. You know her. Yeah.
Yes, you.
Sure.
Yes, in the middle. No. The guy sat down here.
Yes, you.
Yes.
How come there haven't been any sounds like lately?
How come there haven't been? Oh. I actually answered this question on YouTube the other day. Someone asked the same thing. He said, we haven't been doing... Basically, Andertons film videos all the time. Sometimes they upload 3 videos in a day. That's how busy they are filming videos. So for me to book the room to shoot it with Matt is sometimes impossible. On top of his schedule, my schedule, it's sometimes just impossible to get in. On top of touring with bands and doing all sorts of other stuff. So
beard glasses.
So, first of all, how you doing, Rob?
This has to be the last question, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, we gotta start the meet and greet portion.
Oh.
We have to do the meet and
Want to make
greet.
sure everybody gets what they need.
Okay.
Alright, I'll
Good.
make it a good one.
Yes.
So, a few questions ago, we were talking about kind of getting in a rut, but kind of when you're playing, not sure how you're going to progress or you get stuck. So, I recently had a moment where I had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And it was like a riff I've been practicing for ages and ages, and finally I was able to nail it. Could you talk about maybe a moment that you had when you were learning to play guitar that you had like
A breakthrough eureka moment. Yeah, totally. So chord scales. I was watching this guy called Kelly Too Smooth. He's an R&B jazz guy. He's a menace. And he was playing. And I thought, wait a minute, that's a scale. And then I realised that each of these chords represented a mode, and I could play that mode with the... anything over anything then. Right. So any chord you play, you go, oh, just play over it. I can just go, this is my parent major. This is Dorian. Bridget. So you just end up knowing where you are. And that was, for me, was a big deal. I'll answer your question right now.
Quick question. I know you guys design your own pickups.
Yeah.
I really think that Henchman, is it coming in sometime soon for sale? Because I want to put that in my guitar.
So what's
My MO3.
something? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, one of the very cool things that's happening right as of late is that we are actually designing Chapman pickups now with a company in England.
We have our own pickup company.
Yeah, so we're going to be designing all sorts of stuff, including the Henchman, and getting everything perfect and selling them aftermarket. So
and they're all hand wound.
I know you have it's like a single coil, but it's
yeah.
are you guys gonna make that that one also.
Yes.
There will be a full pickup range from Chapman, all hand wound, all made in England, different kinds of magnets.
Yeah.
It's taking us a long time because we want it to be really, really, really good. Guys, I'm so sorry, but if we stop answering questions now, we'll have time to meet you all.
Yeah,
which is what
we're
I
gonna
want to do.
reset for the meet and greet. So if you're gonna just start the line back.
I love you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm at Guitar Center. This is Flood from Floodproduction. I'm standing in line, gonna have a little chat or a selfie or something with Rob Chapman, who's starting selling guitars at the Guitar Center right now. And Rabea is here as well, his bandmate from Dorje. And I already took an hour video I did my best, made some mistakes, but that's okay. At least I got something out of it. There was a lot of action going on. Everybody was happy to see members of Dorje, which is Rabea and Rob Chapman. All right? Okay, this is Flood from Flood Production. Peace out. Last year. Oh, sick. You know, you buy the ticket to get in, and I wanted to, especially bikes, took videos and pictures of that.
Taking pictures, just get it in. Your bike.
Hey everyone, it's Flood from Flood Production. I did meet Rabea and Rob Chapman, did selfie with them, some photos, you know, and I have an autograph on my business card from them. Very cool guys, very cool, you know, which is very cool, you know, and I'm going to show you who they are. That's them right there. Rabea and Mr. Chapman. Okay? And let's see. That's Mr. Chapman right there, and that's Rabea. All right. Peace.